Hello, everybody out there in the world. I am here in Cambodia. My name is Andy, and I just wanted to inform you about what we are doing during this state of emergency. All over the world, people are in a difficult situation because of the situation with the coronavirus and the economy shutting down and everything. And even though here in Cambodia, there is a different world and things are going on in a different way. If you don't know anything about ICF Cambodia, let me give you a quick rundown of who we are, what we're doing, and where we come from. We have started here, ICF Cambodia, 6.5 years ago, and the goal was to spread the good news, to help people in need, and also to build a local sustainable business that will sustain financially the projects here. And we are very much in the beginning phase of all of that. We have established a church that has been running before we got shut down. Over 1,000 people every weekend, mostly young people. 80% were under the age of 18. So God has given us great favor to spread the gospel to the young people of Cambodia. Then secondly, we have been working since a few years doing social projects with families that are in need, that live in poverty, that really kids can grow up in a safe environment, can go to school, have access to health and dental and all of that. And we are very proud to say that, and very thankful to say that we have been able to help over 240 families. That's over 500 children that are in our sponsorship program, which really has a big effect on hundreds of people in the neighborhood that we have our campus. Now, when Corona came to the world, it changed a lot. It also changed a lot for us here in Cambodia, and especially for the families living here. The families here in Cambodia, or here in Siem Reap especially, they are very much connected to the economy of tourism. And since no more tourists are in the city, this means no more income. And a lot of families have lost their only source of income, which is involved with tourism, could be with the hotel, with the restaurant, with the Angkor Wat tours, transportation, and since everything shut down, also their income has gone down to zero, and the family is in absolute crisis mode. This is where we were able to step in, and we have been able to really help, and our help should be sustainable. But before I continue and ask Miri to come and join me, I would like to let you know that if you have questions, you can write them into the comments, and we will answer them live right here, as long as we are live right now. So please don't hesitate, write the questions in if you have any, and we will get to them in a while. I would like to ask Miri to come and join me here, and she will take over to explain what we're doing and how are we doing it. But first, about Miri. Miri has been involved since the very first minute that we have started our work with families in need, and she has done amazing work and has trained a lot of people that are working with her. But I don't want to say everything. I want to let you say where we are, what we're doing, and how is it impacting.
Thanks, Andy.
And I will leave because you will have some other guests join.
Thank you. As Andy already said, many Cambodians were really hit hard by the economic crisis of COVID-19. But we are really happy that in our first phase of the emergency response, we could deliver. We were very successful, and we could help over 170 families. So we have a system, or we developed a system where we work with 2 pillars. We can deliver immediate relief, which is an emergency package, which contains the most urgent things the family needs, like food, things they need every day. And the second pillar is what we focus now at the moment is to strengthen the family again. So this is a long-term sustainability plan, and our goal is really to make the families independent again, that they can grow strong out of this crisis. Also, what we struggle a lot, or what we see a lot, is the challenge with our school system. Our school system in Cambodia, since I arrived here, or since a long time, the school system is very weak. And since 3 months now, the schools are closed due to the COVID crisis, or since COVID virus. Even though we don't have a lot of active cases, the government takes precautions and closes down schools, which we see as a big risk for teenagers, but also for kids, because teenagers they are living a lot in very difficult family situations. So they are very tempted to start work, to drop school. Smaller kids, they are tempted to drop school because they don't get a lot of encouragement from the families. So we are really worried that many of the kids, they will not get started with school again. Even though the schools, they prepare some exercises and they have some kind of curriculum to continue school, many of the kids, they don't continue. That's why we are focusing now on these 2 projects, the emergency relief for the families, which is the packages and the teaching for the families, and the education project with the study groups. But for this, we have some special guests who work directly with the families, and I'm happy to invite our first guest, Sophia, and she will tell us a little bit more about the sustainability project. Sophia, she's our supervisor, and she will tell us more about how she's working with our families, our parents, for the teachings and life skills in the villages.
ជំរាបសួរអ្នកខ្ញុំក្នុងសុភាពខ្ញុំជាបុគ្គលិករបស់អង្គការ ICS ហើយកាន់នៅក្នុងគម្រោងជីវភាព
Yes, my name is Sophia, and I work in the social department in ICF, and I work for the sustainability project.
ចាថ្ងៃនេះខ្ញុំពិតជាមានកិត្តិយសហើយសប្បាយរីករាយមែនទែនក្នុងការដែលជួបអស់លោកអ្នកបងប្អូន
I'm really excited to be able to meet you all today.
ចាហើយខ្ញុំមានមួយឬពីរចំណុចដែលចង់ចែកចាយបាទ
And I have 1 or 2 points I want to share with you today.
ចាទីមួយខ្ញុំចង់និយាយពីអីដែលបានកើតឡើងនៅក្នុងខេត្តសៀមរាប
I want to share about one specific story, what happened here.
ចាលោកអ្នកដឹងហើយថានៅក្នុងអំឡុងនេះគឺ coronavirus.
We also are affected with the coronavirus.
ចាអញ្ចឹងអ្នកបាត់បង់ការងារ
Many families, they lost their jobs.
ចានេះហើយជាមូលហេតុដែលខ្ញុំលើកពីរឿងមកប្រាប់លោកអ្នកបងប្អូន
And this gave us something.
រឿងដែលយើងបាននិយាយដើម្បីឲ្យគាត់បានដឹងពីស្ថានភាព
And this is why I want to share a little bit more about what we experienced.
ចាអញ្ចឹងគឺយើងនិយាយពីគ្រួសារមួយ
One is about one of our families.
ចាដែលគាត់នៅផ្ទះជួល
They have a rental room.
ចាហើយគាត់មានសមាជិកគ្រួសារទាំងអស់គឺ5នាក់
And there are 5 family members in this family.
ចាអញ្ចឹងពីមុនគឺពួកគាត់មានការងារ
And before they had a stable income.
ចាគឺប្រពន្ធជាអ្នកដែលរកស៊ីលក់ដូរ
The mother was a seller.
ចាហើយឪពុកគឺធ្វើការនៅទីអាចារ្យ
And the father had a job in ICF.
ចាបន្ទាប់ពី COVID មកដល់
But when COVID came,
ចាគឺម្ដាយមុខរបររបស់ម្ដាយគឺត្រូវអត់បានលក់ដាច់ទី
the mother couldn't sell anything anymore.
ចាហើយក្មេងៗក៏ត្រូវនៅផ្ទះអត់បានទៅសាលារៀន
And the kids couldn't go to school anymore.
ចាហើយពេលនោះប្រាក់ចំណូលក៏បានបាត់បង់
And the income was decreased a lot.
ចាមានតែពុកម្នាក់ដែលជាអ្នករ៉ាប់រងទាំងអស់នោះ
It was only the father who got still some income.
អញ្ចឹងគាត់ត្រូវចំណាយទៅលើបន្ទប់ជួល
And the problem was that they had a regular expense through the rental room.
ចាហើយចំណាយទៅលើម្ហូបអាហារប្រចាំថ្ងៃរបស់គ្រួសារ
And the regular expenses through food.
ចាហើយនឹងចាទាំងអស់នោះគឺអត់មានការគ្រប់គ្រាន់សម្រាប់គ្រួសារគាត់ទៀតទេ
And it just didn't add up with all the expenses for the family.
ចាបន្ទាប់ពីយើងបានជ្រើសរើសគាត់នៅក្នុងគម្រោងរបស់យើង
So we decided to take them in our support.
ចាគឺយើងបានបង្រៀនគាត់អំពីសុខភាព
We also educated them more about health.
ចាហើយយើងបានបង្រៀនគាត់អំពីការដាំបន្លែជាលក្ខណៈគ្រួសារ
And we helped them to grow vegetables.
ចាហើយដោយសារគាត់ទេជួលអញ្ចឹងគាត់ថាគាត់មានបញ្ហាខ្លះ
But they told us, in the rental room they have some problems. It's a little bit difficult.
ចាគឺខាងយើងបានលើកទឹកចិត្តគាត់ឲ្យគាត់ដាំរបៀបលក្ខណៈ plastic.
So we gave them some ideas how they can grow even though they have a little space to grow vegetable in plastic boxes.
ចាបន្ទាប់ពីនោះគឺគាត់អាចធ្វើបាន
And they tried out and it was possible.
ចាគាត់អាចមានបន្លែញ៉ាំ
And they have some vegetable to eat.
ចានឹងអត់ចាំបាច់ចំណាយលុយច្រើនសម្រាប់ទិញបន្លែ
And they can cut down some expenses to buy vegetable.
នេះយើងនឹងបន្តធ្វើជាមួយគ្រួសាររបស់គាត់ទៀត
And we are really excited to be able to continue work with this family.
ចាហើយក្នុងនោះផងដែរយើងក៏មានគ្រួសារមួយគ្រួសារទៀត
And we have one more family.
ចាដែលពីមុនប្តីជាអ្នករត់តុកតុក
Before the father he was a tuk-tuk driver.
ចាហើយម្ដាយគឺគាត់ធ្វើការលក្ខណៈជាសំណង់ហើយនឹងក៏នៅផ្ទះខ្លះដែរ
And the mother she was working as a construction worker.
ចាហើយបន្ទាប់ពីអស់ការងារនៅអំឡុង COVID នេះ
But through COVID the work was cut down and they didn't get any work anymore.
ចាឪពុកក៏អត់មានភ្ញៀវសម្រាប់បន្តទៀត
There were not any more tourists for the father to transport.
ចាអញ្ចឹងយើងបានបន្ទាប់ពីគាត់បាននៅក្នុងគម្រោងរបស់យើង
So we took them into the program.
ចាគឺគាត់សម្រេចចិត្តថាគាត់នឹងចិញ្ចឹមមាន់
So we saw that they could take care of chicken. They could raise chicken.
នេះគឺជាការងារទី1ដែលគាត់អត់ដែលធ្វើនៅក្នុងគ្រួសាររបស់គាត់
They never tried to do this before.
ចាប៉ុន្តែគាត់គឺព្យាយាមចូលរួម
But they tried to engage with us.
ចាគឺអីដែលកើតឡើងដែលពីមុនគាត់អត់ដែលធ្វើដែរ
They never tried, but it was a real new experience for them, and they did well.
ចាអរគុណ
អរគុណច្រើនបងសុភាពបងសុភាពគ្រប់គ្រងខាង sustainability project នៅហ្នឹង
ចា
ហើយរៀងរាល់ថ្ងៃសៅរ៍មានមុនច្រើនមកលេងខាងពុកបងសុភាពធ្វើឲ្យជាមួយពួកគេ
ចារៀងរាល់ថ្ងៃសៅរ៍ដែរគេបានមក campus គឺខ្ញុំតែងក្រុមរបស់យើងគឺយើងមានជាមេរៀនដែលបង្រៀនaboutគាត់ចា
So every Saturday we have all the families they pick up their food packages and Bong Sopip she and her team they will teach them about a specific skill or life skill or how to raise chicken
ចាហើយយើងបង្រៀនពីសុខភាព
We teach about health
ចាយើងបង្រៀនអំពីការដាំ
we talk about how to grow vegetable
ចាយើងបង្រៀនពីការចិញ្ចឹមមាន់
how to raise chicken
ចាហើយនឹងក៏យើងការលើកទឹកចិត្តគ្រួសារក្នុងការដែលបន្តធ្វើជាមួយគ្នាដែរ
And most importantly, we encourage them to persist and to go on with life.
ចាហើយជាមួយគ្នានោះដែរគឺយើងលើកទឹកចិត្តគាត់នៅបន្តការលាងសម្អាតដៃអនាម័យនៅក្នុងទូរស័ព្ទរបស់គាត់
And also not to forget to keep on with their hygiene. Thank you so much. We have one more special guest, Parinya. Parinya, what are you doing every day?
Hello, I'm Parinya and I work in ICS and also cash worker. So now I want to tell you about the education. That right now, you know that in Cambodia we also have the coronavirus, and the school in Cambodia also are closed. So we think that the children or teenagers, they don't go to school, or they, especially in teenager, they are going to find out some job or work to find money. But we don't want to do that, because when they get a little money and they will give up the study. So I want to tell you that why we make about the study group project, because we know that the children they don't know how to study and they don't go to school, and we also have the parents, because the parents they don't know how to read or how to do the exercise. And we do that because the time that the school cannot work, and we try to help them. For example, we start in the Just village, and many students or many children they're interested and they come to study with the education leader, and they learn the best, because they just go to school and take the exercise from the school, and they don't know how to do it, and then we correct them to take it to correct in the study group. And we are looking forward to make other group in different community that we work together.
Amazing.
Yes.
Now, how many study groups do you have already?
Now we start in Strupler. We have 9 groups, and we also make it Niche 2 groups, and Sambur 9 groups, and we looking forward to Queen, and we don't know how many groups there.
Do you have one story of a child who you had a special experience with?
Yes, I have experience with study and teaching. So I have one story from the village. The parents say that they are happy because they don't know how to teach that child, and because they want children to study and they don't know how to help, and otherwise they don't know how to read and write. And we have one also that mother, but it is not in sponsorship. She is interested in this group, and she also asked us to register his son to study with us. Yeah.
So also neighbors are asking if they can join the study groups.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Parinya.
Thank you.
We are so happy about these 2 projects. They are so important, especially now. We got the news that we are not sure when the schools will open yet. So we are investing a lot in creating good quality in the study groups, in educating the teenagers who lead the study groups, the study group leaders. and to have strong groups who can sustain for a long time. And Bong Andy will come and
Thank you, Miri. Thank you, Miri, for explaining through real life situations what we are doing and how it is working. Thank you very much. We are really, really thankful, first of all, and that's why I wrote a homemade thank you on my paper. Thank you very much for your donations. You know, all of this costs a lot of money, and we have set a financial goal till the end of the year because we know this is going to take a long time. Right now we have how many families in our emergency program?
178 families.
178 families, that's way more than 1,200 people that daily eat food that we are giving them. So this is a great impact, and we are expecting also this number to grow. We estimated that it will go up to 300 families, which is a huge number. If you think about that each family has an average of 6 or 7 people, maybe sometimes even more, that benefit or that need to benefit from the food that we give out. So why do I want to say thank you? It's because many people have responded to the call to support the emergency packages. We have had churches come alongside and individuals all over the world. And I was totally amazed. We had people from Sydney, Australia, from Texas, from the USA. We had people from Singapore. We had people from Taiwan. We had people from Switzerland and Europe and Holland and everywhere join in this mission to help these families in need. And I am very thankful to say to you that we have actually reached our donation goal until the end of the year. So we are really, really in a good position, relaxed to continue our work until the end of the year. We do not know what will happen after that. We do not know when tourism will be back and people will have jobs again. But for the end of this year, we have reached our donation goals. So thank you very much for that. Now I still want to take some time because our sponsorship, where you can come alongside and help us, is more than just the emergency packages. On our website, we have 5 different sponsorships, and I want to talk about 2 sponsorships. First of all, we are here to help and empower Cambodians long term, which is not something that we connect ourselves with the relief program. When there's a crisis, we come in, we help, and then we go out. We are here to stay. Miri herself has been more than 5 years, almost 6 years here, really her roots here, and we have a lot of people that we are building up for our long-term to stay here and to help the people really get up, off, and above what they have right now. We want to see the country transformed. We want to empower Cambodia by educating them, and that's our first sponsorship, the education sponsorship. You can find that on our website, and here's a quote from Nelson Mandela. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And we want to see Cambodia once again impact the world with arts, with creativity, with innovation. And this is only possible if education becomes a priority. And we are here to work on a long-term plan to make education priority in family. It starts in their minds, in their hearts. We also need to provide opportunities for them to study, get smart. And this is all in our long-term process. We have started with scholarships. We have students involved, but this is all just the beginning. We are planning big things for thousands and even 10,000s of students in the future. And this is really where you can come alongside as a sponsor, as an education sponsor, and jump in and make this a reality on a monthly donation. So I want to encourage you, if this is something that's on your heart, to see Cambodians come out of their poverty and make it an impact in the future, education is the way. Another sponsorship that we have established here is we call the health sponsorship. We see that the health situation in Cambodia is very poor. This, of course, has to do again with education, but also it has to do, there's a lot of major diseases that people are not getting vaccinations for, and people are not having access to medical help, especially also dental. And we are taking a big step in moving forward to get the basic health situation accessible for everybody. We have launched last year a vaccination program where we vaccinated hundreds of people already with the three major diseases. Now, you maybe know exactly what they are, because I'm probably not going to say the right words.
Hepatitis, tetanus, and rabies.
Absolutely. And you know, in our Western world, this is what everybody gets as a child and as a standard for everyone. And here, this is really, really big. But our focus is also on prevention, which means that Miri and her social staff are working very hard on educating on hygiene, on wie sagt man aufklären? Just the basic important hygiene prevention stuff that people need to know in order to be safe on the long term. Yes, dental vaccination and hospital access, not only for children, but for the family where children grow up and live. This is our health sponsorship. And if you are into that, making Cambodia healthy again, then please become a sponsor, join us, and help us with the monthly donation and become a health sponsor for ICF Cambodia. It will make a big difference in the lives of families, children, and also adults. With this being said, I would like to move on to also saying, if you are just listening to this and you say, you know, I want to make a one-time donation for the operation, which is absolutely necessary, because we have a lot of expenses, starting from electricity, from rent, from just people going out doing the work. And I would like to invite you just to make a one-time donation, help us out, and move ICF Cambodia and our social projects forward. We have reached our goal for the emergency packages, but there's a lot of other things that we're doing. We are running a community campus where daily a lot of kids are coming. We're doing creative lessons. We're having sports academy, football academy. We have a lot of other things going on a daily and weekly basis where we can use your one-time gift. So please feel the urge in your heart to come alongside and just do it. Help us financially. If you have questions right now, I want to get into that. Do we have questions? I ask my team over here. No questions at the moment. If you still have questions, you can write through our website, also through our Facebook site. We are very happy to come alongside and answer all your questions, because we believe we do have some answers, and not all of them, of course, but we do.
We have.
So I would like to wrap this time up, and I want to say thank you for coming alongside, being a part of our projects here. We will make another one of these live broadcasts with staff that are working on the front lines at the end of August, which is the 29th of August on a Saturday. We will do this again. Just follow our social media channels and you will get the updates. If not, send us your email. We'll put you in our email or newsletter. You can find that on our website as well. And I want to say thank you very much. And in the name of ICF Cambodia, of all of our social staff and our teams working behind the scenes so hard, Akun Charan, thank you and God bless you.